They kind of, at best, pass general things, and then the bureaucracy, the executive branch, writes the rules and regulations by which we live our lives. That's a warping of how it's supposed to be done. And that, by the way, is also why the Supreme Court every June, we just concluded, just a month ago, decides half a dozen of the major political controversies in the country. That's not the way it was supposed to be done. But because we have this massive centralization, and then within the central government, a skew towards the executive branch, that's what eventually throws everything into the courts.
All right, let's ask this question because, I'm an attorney. But
by the way, more of that dynamic I described in my previous book. Okay. I had one just come out earlier this year called Lawless, the Miseducation of America's Elites. But 5 years ago, I had a book called Supreme Disorder, Judicial Nominations and the Politics of America's Highest Court. And that talks about how this warping is why we have all these protests in front of the Supreme Court instead of across the street at Congress, whereas where we should be hashing out our differences.